Well, it is a new year now for Black Ops 4. It's exactly the 3-year anniversary. So I actually have to do my stats. Amazing. So I'll do this every single year basically. I did it for year 2, now year 3. Problem was I kind of missed out on year 1. But that's fine because I'll do it now. And basically now it's the 11th of October in 2021, and that's the year 3 anniversary of Black Ops 4. Now for some people they might say, oh, but Black Ops 4 came out on the 12th. Well, to those people I would say not exactly, didn't really. Uh, First of all, the physical copies got to play the game as soon as they downloaded it, and the downloads came out on the 11th, meaning that you could actually play it as the moment you downloaded it. And the people who had New Zealand accounts, well, they could play it on the 11th as well. So it was a 50-50, but the earliest time technically was the 11th, and the 11th is now. And as you can see, we also have the double XP. So let's start up the video. So first of all, let's take a look at all the calling cards. So the calling cards, I've actually done every single one of them. So all the earnable ones here are done. I have the special beta one here and the digital one here. But all of these are done, so that's very quick. You know, all of this shit is done. And that is every single earnable calling card in Zombies, Multiplayer, and Blackout. And then we're going to be looking in depth into every single mode, but I'll have to restart the game constantly because sadly the game will crash all the time. Now there's all of this, but I've already done that in the previous video, that's long. So yeah, well that's the calling cards. Let's get into all of the rest of the shit, so I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so let's start with the actual biggest one that changed. When I did this last year, I was only about Prestige 7. Now I'm actually max rank for about 2 months now. So as you can see, this has drastically changed. Last time it was like 30 days. But as you can see, these are my stats here. Overall, most of this was done in Alcatraz. Maybe about 50 days of playtime were done there. And the rest are just basically solos. As you can see, the wins are actually shit, but that's just because I don't play that. Here are all the medals. The only ones that are really big are the megas. Funnily enough, the megas don't work the same way as MP. I realized that. I got a triple kill and got a mega instead because they count downs. All the challenges were of course completed, and all this was completed. I have all the number skins, but I cannot be asked to show them. They were in the previous video. And of course I have dark matter on every single gun. As you can see, I'm in max capacity in the paint cans. We can also take a look at the black market here. I have every single thing bought. I already own these 2 guns. It's a glitch that they sell them back to you. It's because this is supposed to be D-Day, it's supposed to be mass, but anyway, I don't need to buy these because I already have them. This is my actual stack. I have 6 bribes, 179 of those, 7231. I cannot open any of them, sadly, and I don't need to open these. Contraband, I am tier nearly 5,000, basically close to there, and this is all just the item history. So that's about it actually, compared to Blackout. It's a very short one, but again, I think that's about all. If we take on here, it's just normal. This is not really too much special. And things to note, the kills per game is pretty good. The KD is pretty ass, but it's been improved. The 44 here could have been better if I played Heavy Metal Heroes, but I don't, so I only play Alcatraz. In Alcatraz this is really good. It's the most in EU right now, but in America not quite, still quite far behind there. But overall, a very respectable amount. So let's move over to Zombies now. 2,000, or 20,000 actually in a Brilliant Plasma, nearly. None of this was actually bought, this was all grinded. I have a shit ton of additional things here. I never actually bought these because I bought a Titanium Tripler, so I don't have those. But I have a shit ton of these, and a shit ton of these, a shit ton of these. Surprisingly, it didn't give me a lot of percolics, very sad. But that's the way of life. Talismans were pretty good. I had to burn through a lot of them for like a challenge a long time ago. I have, of course, got some modded classes here, or glitched ones. These 4, because I needed to get those, of course. And the rest here, that's all very simple. Now, let's actually touch on the rare stuff in the account. This is one of the rarest things. You have Halloween face paints and holiday face paints. These are unobtainable right now, from what I am aware. And they were only obtainable for about like 1 week or maybe 2 weeks. A long time ago, like I think 2018 when this game first came out. Notably, the really good face paint here that some people like to use is this one. Works very well with the number skin. Other ones are like this, and some people like this one and this one as well. So those are the ones from there. I have completed every single Easter egg on normal, as you can see. The best times are pretty shit, I never really speedrun them. This is glitched, this is about 17 hours. This like resets on itself at 15, I think. The hardcore, I didn't actually play a lot, but I did complete 9 twice, quite well. I completed Ancient, and I also completed this one, which took a while. Realistic, I don't think I did much. This is actually the exact same as from the last video. It hasn't really changed much in 2 years. This mode was the one mode that did not change at all in the 2 years, I think. When I did the last video, I think this was maybe 27 days of playtime. Now it's 28. So I have not played zombies at all in this year, basically. I basically stopped after I got the kills done. All the gauntlets are completed, and I have done the gauntlets in the special way, which is completing the gauntlets in flawless. Let me just do it so I don't expose my emblems, because it's a bit of a problem. Because I don't want to expose my emblems, because they are... okay, good, doesn't expose the emblems. So if we look down here, I have all of these completed. This is Classified, Blood of Dead, Voyage 9, Blood Wolf Moon. This is, what the shit is this map? Shit. Whatever that map is. Voyage of Despair. Hard, this one's the rarest. None of these are duped, of course. You have Alpha Omega Tag, and this was Ancient Evil. So that's all done. Now, Dark Matter is done, but it is missing some guns. I don't exactly know which guns. It's very few, maybe about 8, 7 guns are missing, and it's all DLC guns, of course. But most of them are completed. It's some of the really random ones, basically, where I can do them in like 2 seconds, but I can't be asked. So I think this one needs some stuff, but they're very easy. If I really wanted to grind this, I could. It's just I don't care. Now, the rest of the things I can do, I can show, are probably here. I did play a bit of Rush. This is actually glitched. This is about 76 million on a Voyage. I have a screenshot of that on my PlayStation 4, but that's very far away. I have been overtaken by kills, but I believe most of these kills are glitched, considering looking at the other stats, they very, very much look glitched. Possibly. But I basically have the fastest times here as well, I think. For some reason this is also glitched. I have the best time here but don't have it, which makes total sense. The time here is best time as well, except this one. Fatu beat me apparently. I have the best time but it's glitched. I have the best time but it's glitched. I also have the best time but it's glitched. I have the best time here, and I have the best time but it's glitched. Amazing. And I have the best time, and that's good. I didn't really speedrun these, but if I ever wanted to speedrun them, I would. That's about all. I think that is everything I needed to do. Of course, I completed a tutorial, and of course, I have done the gauntlets and Rush. Oh yeah, Rush. Voyage of Despair, the most, but it's glitched. This is like way more, 76 million. And played this like a long time ago, played this a long time ago, played this like a bit, one time maybe, and then played this like one time. So I never really played these, but they are there. Now, anything else I need to touch upon? I don't actually believe so. That's about everything I need to do. I think, well, yeah, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to multiplayer. Actually, let's move on to League first. Okay, well, my game actually crashed, so I have to do this again. That's the way of life in Black Ops 4. Basically, Black Ops 4 crashes the more stuff you open, and basically means if you're trying to do a video like this, you are going to crash guaranteed. Okay, first of all, highest kill streak 23, very notable here. This was done on Elites, so it wasn't actually reverse boosted. I kept my Master throughout my whole time in League. I have never lost Master on this account yet, ever since, I think, day 1 of League play, but I did not play it for like 1 year, so just so you know that. These are very, very good. Relentless is pretty good. Frenzy is very good. For a non-reverse boosted account, these are some of the best you can really get, top tier. But on a reverse boosted account, it's very easy. Very, very, very easy to complete. A few quad feeds, a few popcorns, a few chopped ups. Pretty fair. 7 first places, which is the minimum you need for Diamond. I didn't really give a shit about more. Now, the wins here and the losses are pretty decent. The KD is pretty on the upper side, and Scorpion is on a pretty respectable side, so this is all fine. 7 days and 11 hours played is actually pretty low in comparison to everything else, but well, it's not bad. I didn't really play League play too much. It has the glitch where if you try and actually get these calling cards, they're not here. You can't complete them anymore on League, which is very sad, but that's only on League, so just for that information. Another thing that I have is the specialist skills. Now, these are banned, of course. War Machine I have barely used. This I've used quite a bit actually. Fire Break I've basically not used at all. This is a very, very big thing. I've actually never used a grab slam on this account one time on League or in multiplayer because I thought it was very gay. Now the grapple gun is here. The Vision Pulse here, I didn't really use this shit. The main one was the Tempest, I believe, which I did use most on League. The Seraph was there as well, and Zero very, very rarely, usually just to get some challenges for what are they? These things. For these, I tried to destroy a Thresher. I didn't quite, and I actually destroyed a Hellstorm Missile. Very notable. No nukes, of course, unless I wanted to reverse boost, but I did not want to reverse boost. I'm actually top of the leaderboard, at least for my friends, in everything. That's amazing. Except kills, of course, because I didn't play League at all. Now, I think that's about it on League. Very, very short, as a matter of fact, which is weird. I was not expecting a very short one. But I think that is everything I need to do. Am I correct? Yeah, I think that's actually everything. So right now, before we go to multiplayer, the big one, I'm gonna take you guys to another one, which is gonna be a nice little surprise. Most people don't even know this exists, but technically you can level up in Specialist HQ, and if we look at how this happens, is you get certain stars for completing a skirmish, tutorial, etc. on different difficulties. I believe it's only the skirmish that you get the star from, so I have all the stars here, which combine to the 30-star level. It's a very cool icon, but most people don't give a shit about this mode, so it never happens. No one even talks about it, actually. I have the whole story unlocked, of course. I have done all the intel challenges and all, well, this is just miscellaneous stuff. So that's very short. Now we can actually move on to the main thing, which is multiplayer. Okay, my game will probably crash, but I'm safely in here. Very good. As you can see, max level here. This is the only account in the world I have aware that is max level in all 5 modes in Black Ops 4. There are some very close ones, but usually they're missing something, either Master or even the Specialist HQ. Mostly it's Blackout though, because Blackout takes the most. Now here, I actually have 43 days of playtime, nearly 44. It's pretty reasonable. The win-loss is bent as hell. That's because I used to always rage quit games, go for nukes, and I did sort of pay off. I have, I think, 532 nukes. Very respectable amount for the time put in. Pretty good for nukes, actually, and nearly 3,000 unstoppable was also very good. The kill chains and ultra kills are also another thing to take into account. Most of these were not done on hardcore. If we take a look, I have only played, I think, 1 day, 21 hours on hardcore, so as you can see, that was definitely not done on hardcore. So I was not very much of a hardcore player. Usually I just played TDM. So if we look at the stats, I'm not even on this leaderboard, I think. I got 25 kills. If we look at the stats I have, because these ones are actually reasonable to look at, I literally did not play hardcore. I'm in some of these, haven't played it enough to even be ranked for a score per minute. You have to have, I think, minimum 20 matches. Yes, I'm not even ranked on S&D. In Control, I am not ranked either. The only time I've played it, I think, was for 100%er. But yeah, here you have the Scorpion and etc., which is pretty reasonably good. A lot of kills on Team Deathmatch is what I used to play. We'll probably have a lot of kills on S&D and a very good score per minute on S&D as well. Yeah, S&D was pretty good. This guy basically played... Oh, he took over my score per minute, but he did only play, like, his KD is somehow bent. I don't know how he got negative KD and good score per minute. Very weird. Safeguard, oh my god, I hated that mode. And Gun Game is still on here, even though it's not in rotation, theoretically. Heist is there as well, but usually I just played S&D here. Anything else? 105 highest kill streak. It was all on noobs, so I mean it's cool, but does anyone give a shit? Probably not. The score per minute actually went down from what it was before. That's just because I don't play Respawn anymore. I just play S&D nowadays. So that has gone down. All of these stats are completely broken because the fact that I used to rage quit all the games. My healing per game is broken. My damage per game is broken. My damage per minute, I think, is probably broken. My average life makes sense, but everything here is broken on this bottom pile. This is complete bullshit, and this is also complete bullshit. That's about it, though, if we take a look at that. Let's take a look at the specialists. Now, specialists are pretty low on the end. This is like pretty low, pretty low. The main ones to actually take a look at were probably, well, the Grav Slam, 0 kills, as you can see. As I promised, I did not use this at all. We can also take a look at this, pretty ass. But the Scythe was the main one I used. Again, the easiest to get nukes with. Very, very close to each other, the EKIAs and the Shroud EKIAs. Very, very close. It's only like, what, 100 kill difference, 90 kill difference. The Tempest is what I used to use. It's nothing compared to Scythe, and then this is what I used to use after, which is again nothing compared to the Scythe. As you can see, I sort of used all the killer stuff, all for the, well, the nukes. Another big thing is I am aware, I believe I have every single medal completed in the game. I have tried to collect all of them, and I believe these are all. If you have any that are not on this list, tell me, because I would love to get more. But the main ones to take notice of aren't even the nukes. There are some really stupid ones. For example, Court, very, very difficult. Another really, really difficult, annoying one was gonna be here soon. Not exactly here. It's an anti-score streak. And this was probably the hardest one if I go all the way down. Intercepted was very, very difficult. You actually have to destroy a Hellstorm missile. It's more rare than anything, and so is Dart. I've only done this like one time with an EMP. The biggest annoying one, though, out of all of these medals that are in the game, very, very annoying, was actually Red Zone, because of how stupidly dumb it is to get it. You basically have to disable a safeguard robot about less than 30 centimeters away from the red zone, and doing that is a pain. Actually, I think completed it with lightning strikes. I tried to do it with a gunship. Turns out the gunship doesn't really do much damage to the robot, so it was a bit of a rest in peace. But that was annoying. I had to spend like a week on that. So that's about everything. I have every single medal in the game. I have an account that has every single place in the game max ranked. It has about a total of 150 days of playtime. Everything that is worthwhile completing is completed in the game. The only thing that I can do is some dark matters for certain guns. In here, there's maybe about 10 that need to be done, most of them being secondaries. I can list them out for you. I believe the cap needs to be done. The Argus needs to be done. This thing needs to be done. This thing, that is done. This thing needs to be done. This thing needs to be done. This thing. So that's most of them. The Reaver needs to be done. The Ballistic's already done though. This thing needs to be done. I know this thing needs to be done. These are all done. And I think that's it. So the only thing I really need for this stacked account is just Dark Matters. Overall, anything else I need to speak about? If you want to know every other thing I have in my inventory, my previous video from 2 years ago has every single inventory item. I literally showcased all the skins and shit. So I'm not going to be showcasing that because the video will take ages. But I think that's about it. Overall, I don't really have much else to say. I think that's basically the whole gist of it. I probably missed some stuff out. If you want to ask something in the comment section, maybe how much certain time I have in this or whatever, what I play, what my settings are, I'll tell you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed gazing upon my beautiful, beautiful account. But actually, another thing is, this account took me about 3 years to complete to where it is now. I basically played Black Ops 4 ever since it released, so it's been grinded for ages basically now. It's not the most impressive considering it's been 3 years down the line, but the impressive parts, again, there are some really cool stuff with, of course, the levels and the medals here. Actually, before I go, the rare items in the game that I possess, there is some, like I named before with those Halloween outfits. I believe there is something else I possess. Oh yes, there is. If we go back to Blackout, because I actually forgot to do this. I forgot to showcase this one, actually. One of the more reasonably rare good things is Classic Price. He was actually a pre-order for Modern Warfare. I hated that game, but I'm still very, very glad my past self pre-ordered it because I got Classic Price, and arguably this was one of the only pre-order bonuses out of the whole game that really makes a difference. The other ones were mostly calling cards, which nowadays you can dupe or even mod into the game if you have Save Wizard. You can also got some, funny enough, that most people don't even know about this, but there was actual promotions that allowed you to get certain emotes in the game. like a zombie emote. It was so rare, and I think it was region exclusive, that I've never actually seen that in the entire time I played this game. Never seen one guy use those emotes. So overall, classic price probably was the most reasonable pre-order bonus in the whole game. And I do have that. A lot of people would love to get it, but sadly I don't think it's obtainable anymore. Even if you have codes, I don't know if you can actually redeem them. Well, that is really it. I think that's everything that's rare about this account. So if you enjoyed the video, well, thank you very much. I love that you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos of my account, then just tell me in the comments, ask some questions. I'll tell you, I'll reply. But for now, farewell and goodbye.